Do I look as sleep deprived as I feel? Don't answer that. She got me a blind date with a book. Success. Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name's Kenzie. Thanks so much for being here, and welcome to another episode of Reading to Recovery, which is the series I just started. This is only episode 2, only week 2 of reading vlogs that I do while recovering from Achilles surgery. It's my first time leaving the house. It's kind of a big deal. I feel really excited. I'm going stir crazy. How many days has it been since surgery? Like
almost a week.
A week? 5 days since surgery? I just haven't been able to leave the house. I'm pretty immobile. We got the knee scooter packed up and we have a dream of going book shopping. Because where else would I go for my first outing? It was my first day working today and it felt really good to kind of get back to it because I'm going stir crazy already, like I kind of mentioned. It's like 7 p.m. and I just really want to leave this house. And I feel like Barnes & Noble, it's a very open Barnes & Noble. I've done it on my knee scooter before because I went there the day before surgery to get a book haul and like get all the books I wanted before I went into surgery. So I know I can do it, which I think is part of what's contributing to my confidence and desire to go now. I've navigated it with the knee scooter. I can do it again. Boy's in the market for a journal. Do you want to tell him what you want in a journal? What are you looking for?
Actually, I don't know.
You want it to be signed kind of cute.
And I think I want like small.
He writes really small.
Yes.
His handwriting's small.
I don't know what you call that, but
like lines, spacing.
Spacing, yeah. And just like a fun design.
Cute artsy design.
Yeah.
And as for what I'm looking for, I did just get a lot of books. It's very true. I'm pretty stocked up on all the books I want to read, but there's a few that I would love to get. Yesteryear. I don't know who it's by, but I've been seeing it all over the internet. So I feel like that's really high on my list. Last time we went, it wasn't there. And then I also would like to get the next book in the Heated Rivalry series because I know I'll probably want to read Heated Rivalry. And as of right now, I just have the first book, which I think is called Game Changer or Role Model. I always get those confused, but Heated Rivalry is book number 2. And so I want to be reading that. I like looking at the tables. I like looking at the bookseller recommendations. So that's kind of the plan going into it. And honestly, this is mostly just serving as a way to get me out of the house. It's the best day I've had so far in terms of like pain management. And now I'm just using Tylenol and ibuprofen to manage the pain. And I'm starting to feel like hopeful, like there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Even though the tunnel's long, I'm starting to see a little glimmer of light at the end. And I am curious of how this is going to go because last time I came here, I wasn't like post-surgery, so I didn't have as much pain, but I was on the knee scooter, so I know I can do it. As for what I'm currently reading, I'm reading Voidbringer by Elaine, and this is what I got in the last Barnes & Noble shopping spree I did the day before surgery, and it's good so far. It's a standalone fantasy book, and it's one of Sarah's favorite books, and she's been convincing me to read it for like months at this point, so I'm excited to have picked this up. I also got the audiobook from Libro, and McCoy's going to be reading that with me, so that's exciting, because as of right now, I'm a little confused. There's a lot
Faceless.
there's like the faceless, don't know who or what they are, but it sounds like they're like a lower class citizen and like
a queen.
Warrior servants situation. And I'm going in pretty blind to this book, other than the fact that Sarah told me it's a political fantasy where...
Did you read the synopsis?
No. Did you?
I did after the first chapter.
I'll read the synopsis, but essentially she said that the book has all morally gray characters because the point of it is to show there's no good in war. So I'm excited to read it. I'm not very far in, but I have the audiobook and the Kindle, so I'm looking forward to continuing that, and I think it'll be helpful to be reading it with McCoy because I love discussing the books we're reading together. There's another book that Coy just reminded me that's on our radar, and it's called Taiwan Travelogue.
On the Kindle.
We'll look for it. But the last time we went book shopping, the bookstore didn't have it.
Yeah.
But we've been wanting to read it for a while. Fun fact about McCoy's family is they lived in Taiwan for a while. He didn't, but his family did.
But you've been.
And I've been. So that's actually really high on my list too. I've heard incredible things. Wasn't it the Booker Prize?
Yeah.
Didn't it get nominated for the Booker
I don't know
Prize?
if it was like a finalist or if it was.
We'll look into it. I'm feeling more positive than I have the past few days. I'm feeling really good. I had a good day yesterday and just feeling excited to be more mobile. Even though it's on an e-scooter and I won't be able to walk for like 2 months, just really looking forward to the fact that I can move around here soon. Did it. This is a tall truck. It's not like the most convenient thing ever.
It's not ours.
It's not our truck. My phone and my camera.
Oh, you can see it there. I don't know. This is pretty cool. But that's like more.
That's a good contender. Is that a bullet journal?
It is bullet. But do you like bullet?
There's some plain and there's also some. Yeah, this one's blank.
Yeah, a lot.
That one's lined. This one with the bird is cute. I think a cute color is fine. Oh, look at that little Great Wave one. Sticker line. That little pocket journal's cute, that maroon.
It's kind of dope.
That's a good contender. Medium line. So not a small line. Oh, that's cute. And it lays pretty flat. This is a top contender right now.
So it's really just these black or.
Yeah, or you could go back to the other ones with the strap.
Yeah, which I do kind of like. Little horse one though, bro.
Oh, that is so cute. It has little pen holders.
It's like kind of dope. It's kind of big though.
The lines.
It's like a Kindle case almost. It's pretty sick.
Yeah, that is pretty cute. That's not bad.
It's not horrible, but compared to this, like this is nice.
Yeah, that's how small you're right.
But this is the only one that's open and the only yellow one. And it might be fine actually. Except that. Should I just flip a coin?
What should he do? I would choose the orange if that was me. It's a little taller.
This might be the one.
Yeah. That's pretty cute.
Yeah, I love it. I'm doing
Okay.
it.
We're going yellow notebook.
You decide putting these next up. That is so fun.
It was right in front of our face.
I like that card.
Yeah, it's sick.
Look at I'm pumped. I want to read it immediately.
Success. Whew. Sonic?
Get tater tots.
We're going to Sonic.
Come on.
I got some books. It was a success. It was a very successful first trip out of the house, and I'm really happy with the books we got. I already kind of showed you while we were in there, but Chloe got this really cute yellow journal. It's very simple. It's literally just yellow. And then it just has really small lines, which is why he liked it, because he has really small handwriting. And the brand is, I think it's Nido.
Yeah.
Or Stayology. This is the tag that's on it, if you're curious. And then we were successful in buying both of the books that we set out to buy. I'm really happy about it. We got Taiwan Travelogue. This takes place in 1938, and she leaves her home in Nagasaki, Japan, and travels to Taiwan. And then Yesteryear, I didn't realize, I had heard this concept before, but I didn't realize it was this specific book. But this is about a tradwife influencer that gets thrust back in time and has to actually be a tradwife. But I saw like a show or TV announcement, I thought, of this concept. So now I'm a little confused because I thought this was new, but it sounds really interesting. So I'm excited to read both of those. Definitely will be picking both of those up soon. And we're at Sonic and I have no idea what to order here because I never go. What do you guys get from Sonic? Because I want mozzarella sticks for sure. And can we share like a strawberry shake? I'll probably try a double Sonic smasher.
Okay.
And then
I'll do the same, honestly. We'll do a combo. Famous like limeades, if you like that.
I don't know, I've never had it.
You never had the limeade? Like a cherry limeade?
No. Should we get
They
that
have
then?
cherry limeade, strawberry limeade, cranberry limeade, lime limeade. The famous one is the cherry one.
Let's try that maybe.
You've tried it, right? Okay.
I think I've been to Sonic one time.
And then we'll do maybe like a strawberry cheesecake, small shake.
Yeah. That sounds great. Why is it moving?
Welcome to Sunny. What can I get for you?
Can we get 2 double Sonic smashers?
Yes,
Instead of fries, we'll do mozzarella sticks. The drink, can we do a strawberry cheesecake shake?
Okay.
And then do you have fry sauce or what kind of sauce?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do some fry sauce. That's it.
What is with the pickle?
What pickle?
Is that a thing? Oh, it's Grillos. Sonic Hall.
Try that.
As a person who's only been to Sonic
limeade.
once.
There's probably a cherry in it too. Like actual
Like
cherry.
a
Oh, there's a cherry.
maraschino or whatever. That's pretty good.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah. What's this? The mozzarella sticks. We got the new double smash burgers. And I got fries.
Oh no.
Here's a look. Here, take a bite. This looks good.
There you go.
Yeah, it's better than the last burger I had here. Yeah,
Classic.
it's a burger. It's almost funny how yesterday I was so confident and happy. I thought I was doing better. And then today happened and I had a really hard night last night. A lot of pain. I think it's actually stemming from my muscles not being used and being really tight because I haven't been moving. And so I just had a lot of sharp pain that woke me up in the middle of the night. I had to take a lot of meds and it woke me up again later. So not the best experience. I think I did just push it a little too hard yesterday because I was so antsy. I don't regret it. But I think I was just so excited to get moving and get going that I might have pushed it a little too far. But I am working today just from bed because I cannot get out of it. Yesterday I worked like from the couch, but today I just can't imagine leaving this bed. It's so painful. But I've been able to do a decent amount of work, which has helped me feel a little less stir crazy. I think it's just frustrating to feel so good yesterday and then have this kind of setback because I felt like I had a glimmer of what it'll feel like to be able to move again, and then it just felt like a big setback. And I'm trying to be patient with myself and realize like it hasn't even been a week since I've had surgery and I have a long road ahead of me. It's just hard sometimes, but I wouldn't change it. It was worth going out, but now I'm just kind of in recovery mode trying to manage the pain. I have applied some like heat around my hamstring to try and loosen up the muscles. I was reading online and that's what it said to do. That it's like normal for your muscles to kind of tighten up. Like if you push into my hamstring, it's just so tight and hard, and it's just like I need to just try and manage that. But I haven't had a chance to read very much, so I think I'll listen to Voidbringer for a little bit. I haven't listened to the audiobook at all, so I need to find where I'm at. But I just wanted to give a quick update about how I'm feeling. Koi went and got 7 brew, which has helped the mood a lot. It's just so frustrating, but I'm trying to be patient. Okay, let's unbox a little gift my sister got me. She got me a blind date with a book. And this highlighter. I'm out at my parents' house. Let's open this. Okay, the genre is thriller, and it says every story has 2 sides or more. Boundaries start to blur. The deeper you go, the darker it gets. Spooky! Is this the bookmark from the store?
That's a different bookmark.
This is so cute. Okay, my camera's about to die, so I gotta hustle. I don't have any clue what it could be. Look, there's all these cute stickers. A little book review. Ooh, a cute little tea bag. Oh, this is cute. I should put these all back in the bag. I don't have this.
Yes!
I've been wanting to read this. None of This Is True by Lisa Joel. I've read Then She Was Gone by Lisa Joel. Have you read that? It's like pretty dark, but I loved it. I hear good things about this one. That's such a good bingeable book. Wait, I'm so excited! Thanks! Thank you, good choice. I love it. That's so nice.
Yeah, you need to go to that bookstore sometime. It's super.
I didn't even know they had it here. Really? Is it all new books or is it like...
They have a used section and then a new section.
Oh, that's so fun. Yeah, this bookstore is in like an old haunted hospital, like in my hometown, and there's so many like ghost stories and stuff that happen. They have a haunted house that I've been to, and it's actually really spooky. And I didn't know they had like bookstores and shops in it, but apparently they do. Like I said, I'm out at my parents' right now. I haven't spoken to you in a few days because I had a bit of an accident. I took a fall. I was getting up at like 3 a.m. and tipped off the knee scooter, fully landed on my cast. It hurt so bad. I literally saw spots. So I like fully collapsed, got back in bed, and it's just like made everything more swollen and painful. That just kind of like set me back a little bit, but it's been really painful at night. I feel like it's actually gotten more painful because scar tissue builds up, and apparently it's like pushing on your nerves. It like pushes on your nerves. So that hasn't been fun. More sleepless nights, more pain than it was even early on. But I also went into the office for the first time, just for like 2 hours, and that was scarier than anticipated, so I'll probably continue working from home. It's been a few days because pain has increased, and I'm just trying to be patient and ride that out. It feels really nice to be sitting and relaxing outside. I'm back in my spot that I live in. It's in bed. And it's been a few days. I took a few days to kind of rest and recover because, and I kind of mentioned this in the last clip when I was unboxing that really sweet blind date with a book that my sister got me that was so thoughtful. I'm really excited to read that. Thrillers just are so bingeable, so that's what I need. But I did take a bit of a fall, and it sounds so stupid when you say it like that, but when you fall, when you have this kind of injury, it can really be painful, as you can imagine, and it's also very common when you have Achilles rupture surgery and this massive cast. They even told us that in the consultation, that falling is very common, and luckily the cast is there, so I didn't re-rupture, I didn't re-injure. I just am like crying because it was painful and like do I need to go to the ER? Do I need to, like, trying to understand what to do because it's the middle of the night. But I'm like, I don't think I re-injured it. I didn't hear a pop. Because, like, when I ruptured my Achilles, it was no questions asked, ruptured. Like, it was so obvious because of how loud it was and everything. So I'm like, I know I didn't re-rupture it. I was more concerned about the stitches and those popping out or something. But I decided, I'm like, okay, I'm just going to wait it out. I didn't feel any wetness or excessive, like, drainage or anything. So I was like, I'm just going to take some pain meds, write it out. We called the doctor in the morning to let them know, and they just said, it's really hard to get injured when you're in the cast, that's why they do it, but you will experience some more pain now, obviously, because it was like of the impact. So they prescribed me some more heavy painkillers. It's frustrating to feel like it's a setback, and I felt my cast was like loosening, which they say is somewhat of a good sign because that means swelling is going down. And it was frustrating because it got so tight again, and it was like almost painfully tight. And I feel like I'm just now getting to a point where the swelling's starting to kind of go down. I'm icing, I'm taking pain meds, I'm doing all the things to try and take care of myself. But it's just so frustrating how like a small little mistake like that could really cause days more of pain. Last night actually was my first good night's rest since I've done since the injury. It felt so good. Like, let's check my sleep score together. Prior to last night, I was averaging maybe 4 hours, maybe 5 hours of sleep per night, and I would wake up with such sharp, insane pain. Oh, look at my sleep. 8 hours and 57 minutes. Not as restful, which, what do you expect? I still have some sleep debt. And I get these little symptom radars every day. Your biometrics show signs of something straining your body. I'm like, how do I let you know that I just had surgery? I would wake up with such sharp, insane pain, like in my toes, weirdly, and in my ankles, and it would feel like stabby. Like, I don't even know how to explain it. And that was ever since the fall, and I was so confused, so I was like looking it up. It said that scar tissue builds and it could like press and push on your nerves, which is where some of the sharp pain is coming from. So I think that's where that came from. But it freaked me out. And last night I set the alarms through the night to like take my pain meds. When I woke up, I wasn't in pain, and that was such a relief. Really feeling the most well-rested I have since I've gotten the surgery. As you kind of saw yesterday, my camera battery was like dying, so I didn't get to film as much as I wanted to, but I went out to my parents' house. I realized I hadn't been outside like at all since being injured, and I've just been sitting inside constantly. And so just having this set up but outside did wonders for my mental health. And I just sat there, I hung out with people, had some fresh air, and it was magical and exactly what I needed. And that's where I opened that little gift for my sister. I thought that was so sweet. It's just, it goes to show the past few days have kind of been funny. Like, it'll be funny looking back at that Barnes & Noble video of me going there and being so happy and excited and feeling like a light at the end of the tunnel, which is true. I don't want to, it's true. But I fell like right after that, and then it was just, I couldn't even think about leaving my bed the next day. It's just, healing is so up and down, and it's just being patient. Patience is a big part of just recovery. And I was kind of like talking to Sarah and Kalila about just some of the frustrations I was having and the struggles I was facing. And Sarah was like, girl, you gotta remember that you're only like just over a week out of surgery. It's okay if you're not feeling like your old self. Like, it's only been a week and a half. And I just need to remember to have patience and understand that that's normal. This morning, Koi made me a little blue matcha. It's vanilla. And of course, I'm reading Cry Voidbringer. Let me tell you where I'm at on this. I'm 30% into the book, which is chapter 20. Oops, chapter 20. And I want to spend some of my time reading today. I haven't got as much reading done because either I've had so much pain that I couldn't even think about reading, or like last night, I slept through the whole night, so I'm not mad about it. that's my little update. It's been a couple days, so I had to catch you up to speed on what's been going on, but overall, manageable.
And then it being like the best book I've read this year. So many little factors had to play into that. And how difficult it is very telling of the fact that I needed to do this. You know what I mean?
I just got out of bed because I'm having so much pain in my foot. It's like so sharp. And I didn't get any last night. I slept through the night without this insane pain. And maybe it was just delayed. Maybe it was wishful thinking to think I was through it. And it's just so sharp. It's like on top of my foot, it's on the side of my foot, it's on my toes. It's like so sharp. But getting up helps. Like I got up, I got out of bed, crouched over here, somehow managed to move the camera. That's why you've only seen it in that shot in bed or on the couch, because moving with a camera is just like out of the cards. But somehow I managed to get it over here. And usually I try not to get up out of bed when Koi's not here, especially since the fall. This is actually really helping. So much relief. It's so hot. It's like searing almost. But I feel so relieved that getting up actually worked. It's like almost crampy. I don't even know how to explain it. He left to get us some food. Woo, it actually worked. Getting up actually worked. That's such a relief. It is Sunday, so I am gonna work tomorrow, which working has been hard to do. Like mentally, it's so hard. A lot of times I get in pain and then it's hard for me to be fully, you know? So it's hard to work and be in pain and not be able to move very much. Like obviously not ideal. But I'm gonna work from home again this week, except for on Wednesday. I'll probably try and go in. Whew, that's kind of the week ahead of me. And the pain got so bad that I couldn't focus on my book, which is, you know, part of the thing you don't think about when you get injured. You think, oh, you could just sit there and read all the time, but then the pain kicks in and you can't focus on your book at all. So I watched vlogs from Sarah and Kalila, which was really nice. If you haven't seen it, I just watched Sarah's vlog from New York City, and she met up with Kalila, and it's one of my favorite videos I've ever watched ever. And then Kalila, she showed getting a care package for me. Like I was like emotional just watching that. Took my mind off it a little bit. Kind of back at it. I should probably get back in bed. I just took off this ice pack. It's really nice because it wraps around and like secures itself. I would highly recommend that because you have to ice like above your foot to get the blood flow going down there. Highly recommend that if you happen to be injured in a similar fashion. There's a few essentials, you know, like the heating or the ice pad, the heating pad I've used constantly because my stomach hurts so much. A stool so then I can like stand here. That's the only reason I'm able to even wash my face at all. Shower seat to shower, and then like the bag that covers your cast, all essentials. I don't know what I'd do without those supplies. Then constant pain meds and melatonin gummies are the only reason I'm able to sleep. Maybe I should make a video about surgery essentials or something. Or like include it in one of these videos. Like my surgery essentials. I like pressed the back of my leg and it's so tight. Whew. Okay, that was a good little break from bed. Well, I just finished the workday. It's 5:15 p.m. and I'm logging off. And I wanted to give a little update about how I'm doing and the reading. And the honest truth is I haven't been doing a lot of reading. And I think if you have struggled with an injury like this, you'll understand why. And it's just that sometimes it's not a big enough distraction unless I'm absolutely engulfed in a book. The pain can be so intense I can't do anything but just sit there and write it out with my eyes closed or scroll TikTok or have a show on. I've been binging Summer House, and I've never watched Summer House, but I'm almost through the most recent season. And that could be frustrating because it feels like I'm just wasting my day away scrolling, screen time, not reading, and it feels just gross and icky. Especially yesterday I felt this way. I just felt gross because I was on my phone but also not, and like watching shows. I also started watching the new Jury Duty season, but it's called Company Retreat. That's what I've been currently watching, and it's mostly reality TV because like I said, my brain on stuff and media right now is just so not an option. It feels like I feel so sluggish, and especially after working a full day, my brain feels so tired. Right now, I just really need to prioritize healing and patience with myself and understanding that that's normal. I felt even since the surgery this constant need to be productive no matter what it costs, and I've been editing and filming, you know, reading and trying to be productive in some capacity. I got back to work somewhat quickly after the surgery. I think that has come at the expense of my healing in some cases and comfort in some cases. For example, today McCoy left for the first time. This was my first full day by myself. He had a work conference that he couldn't miss, and I was feeling in a place where I could get around. I can't get around, I'm fine. He left around 11 or 12, and I've gotten up and, you know, done my thing. I even made this coffee, which was not worth it because it was good, but I spilled and it was hard. And I think I just am wanting some sense of normalcy back, which I know feels so rushed, but to me, it just feels like it's been so long. Work was just really busy, and for some reason, when that happens, it really just takes it out of me. I feel so exhausted in a way that I didn't before. Even after like a busy day like this, I would have some like energy still a lot of the time, but I feel like so much of my energy is going to healing and like trying to get better, that I get just so exhausted, and I feel like dumb for it because I just am sitting here. I feel like I'm losing my appetite, and even like looking at my roots right now, like I just feel myself falling behind in so many areas, which is frustrating. As someone who is generally pretty type A, generally a really clean person, generally a very productive person, this has just been very frustrating, and it's forced me to slow down, and in the grand scheme of things, not that big of a deal. Like, it's not that serious. I will be fine. There's so many worse injuries out there. It's not a big deal. It's just frustrating. So I feel dumb even complaining about it because it could be way worse. It's not that intense. I can get back to doing normal stuff. I know I'll be okay again at some point. So it really could be worse. Cry Voidbringer, I'm liking it. I think my main qualm with it is, for a standalone fantasy, I feel like the world building is a lot, and the characters are a lot, and the political dynamics a lot to follow. I feel like I needed to study a map and to refresh myself on the entire world and everything. And so it just feels like an effort to read, which I think is why it's taking me longer, especially with all those things I just mentioned, all the mental stuff I'm going through. It feels like a harder read right now. It's not as mindless, so I'm not flying through it at all. Part of me wants to start another book alongside it, but I know if I do that, I will leave Voidbringer in the dust, and I don't want to do that. So I'm going to just continue reading this, even if it's at a slower pace. The theme of this whole mental thing I'm going through is I need to be more patient. I need to be more patient with myself. I need to be patient with this book. I need to be patient with my recovery. All of the things. Patience is the theme, and I just feel like it's waning thin for me. So I'm gonna read for a little bit. McCoy will be on his way home here soon, and he's gonna probably bring me dinner, but I'm like, nothing sounds good. And I feel like I'm complaining and being so negative, and I'm trying to be positive about this whole experience, but you be patient with me because it can be hard to be positive. But I'm doing my best, and that's all that I can really ask of myself, is I'm giving it my best. I'm taking care of myself the best way I can, being as patient as I can, doing all the things I need to do to ensure that I have a recovery that is smooth and quick as possible. I just really want to get this cast off. I just really want to get it off. Do I look as sleep deprived as I feel? Don't answer that. I had another rough night of sleeping, shocker to no one. I woke up with just hot pain near where I think the incision is. Obviously I have the cast still, so I don't fully know where it is, but there's like a little bump in my cast where you could see like they put some extra padding, so I'm assuming that's where it is, and that's kind of where it was hurting. and in like my heel, just feeling very burning sensations and just hot pain. And it wasn't as bad as some of the other pain I've experienced so far. Like the sharp pain in my foot and my toes definitely is worse than like the hot pain. Still uncomfortable, still not a good time, still woke me up. And one thing that I've noticed about this is I'm having like nightmares about my pain. Like I'll have nightmares I'm in surgery and wake up, or I have nightmares about things happening to my foot and all this stuff. So that doesn't make for a very restful sleep either. I'm awake now at 7 a.m. I woke up at like 4 and then just didn't go back to sleep for the rest of the night. So don't have a lot of sleep. And I tried to read to like distract myself, and it kind of worked, but then it's just hard to keep your mind on something like I kind of talked about yesterday. I'm about at the halfway mark of Cry Voidbringer, and I'm liking it. It is different, and I'm just not following the political fighting and dynamics and stuff as much as I should. Anytime they say like a place name, I just breeze over it because I'm like, I don't have the mental capacity to like try to follow or care enough to follow, because I'm more invested in like the characters and stuff, which usually is not the case for fantasy. Usually like the political dynamics and things of that nature really enrapture me in a fantasy novel, but that has not been the case for Cry Voidbringer. I don't know what it is. I think it just kind of, not info dumped, but it like just dropped you in the middle of it, which I usually enjoy, but I just have a lot of questions. I have a lot of questions, and also not because I don't know what questions to ask kind of thing. So I'm feeling a little lost in Cry Voidbringer. There's some perspectives that I enjoy more than others. My gosh, this is gonna be a long day. There's different POVs. There's a few POVs I like more than others. Everyone has like it's somewhat morally gray. I can see what we're kind of building up to. I'm still gonna continue reading it and just not be too caught up in the weeds, because I just feel like I can't, with the state I'm in, be too caught up in the weeds. And it's actually been a minute since I've read fantasy. I've been really in my literary fiction era, which I've been loving. Some of my favorite books I've read this year are literary fiction, which is different than in the years past where it has been fantasy. It's nice to get back into fantasy. It's just different than a lot of the fantasy that I've read in the past. I'm only halfway through it, so there's still more book to be read. I have some friends coming over this afternoon. Koi's at that work conference again today. He came home last night and he's back out to downtown today. So my friends are coming over to spend some time with me this afternoon. I'm just gonna work here on the couch, and they're gonna bring me a large coffee. Actually, a medium sugar-free iced latte from 7 Brew, obviously. I think I'm gonna wrap up this vlog now. Didn't get as much reading done in this one, which is fine. I hope it was still enjoyable to you. I hope you still had a good time. I'm gonna continue doing these reading through recovery reading vlogs, so it would mean so much to me if you followed along, if you liked and subscribed, and I hope to see you next time. Happy reading.